What is up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? Welcome back to yet another Total War Rome 2 siege battle, but not just any siege battle. Today, we've got yet another Total War League battle hosted by Marketable Skills, the sexy ass hippie Jesus himself. This time, we've got the Galici Corvi team on the attack versus the DeathBringers on defense in this battle. This is going to be part one of two videos, so make sure you guys stay tuned for the second video. Guys, I haven't seen this battle. I did not cover this battle in real time, so I'm going to be seeing it for the first time, just like you guys. And now Lorelai's sitting here on my lap trying to get attention. Hi, baby girl. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm hoping that this one is going to be a doozy. So make sure you guys sit back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, go jerk off a quick one, call your grandmother and tell her that you love her, preferably not while you're jerking off a quick one. Do whatever you guys gotta do, and let's get into it. Also, guys, if at any point during this battle you really do enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you're feeling extra generous, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to reach that 300 subscriber count by the end of February, and as of today, it is February 2nd. If we can do that, I would love you sexy ass motherfuckers forever. But let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and look at the different armies here. So we've got the Galici Corvi team playing as the Axe faction. Was I never remember this fucking name. God damn it, dude. I keep forgetting this faction's name, but as somebody always ends up bringing them, which is fair because they are super duper good. Absolutely love to see it. Ooh, we've got Parthia over here going with a little bit of a sally out. Camel Cataphracts that we can see thus far. But we do have a general unit of Royal Cataphracts, which should be able to do a lot of damage to those Camel Cataphracts, so we shall see. But we got the Cardii Axemen faction over here, as well as Egypt. Looking at these guys, we've got Cardii Axemen, of course. We've got the Royal Cataphract General, Eastern Archers as far as their range forces, some regular Axemen, and a Ballista starting to break down the walls, bringing a hole to the walls. And we've got Bactria sallying out with 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen and some Bactrian Royal Cavalry. Very interesting to see. Let's see how it plays out. I love to see the sally out, the ballsy sally out. I'm gonna throw my phone onto the ground because apparently I'm getting all the notifications as soon as I start recording here. Looking over at Egypt's composition, we've got some Thorax Swordsmen, good old Thorax Swordsmen. Always seen those on the battlefield, and yet they always do well. Levitheros Spears, Royal Thorax Swordsmen over here, and then we've got Mercenary Cretan Archers and Nubian Bowmen, as well as a Royal Thorax Sword General. We can't quite see the Defender's composition, but we've seen some Thorax Swordsmen over on this side, as well as the Bactrian Royal Cav General of Bactria. We saw the Camel Cataphracts of Parthia moving into the forest over here. I love this map because of how hilly and such the outside of the settlement is. It's just really, really cool, especially if you go to do like a little bit of a sally out, or you have a guerrilla deploy units, you can deploy them over here and just kind of start sneaking them around the side. That would always be fun as well. But it looks like, as far as what we can actually see, we've got some Parthian foot archers as well as the common Parthian swordsmen. Love to see it kind of set up here on this back hill, on this back defense, as well as some extra Parthian foot archers. It looks like Bactria is actually going to go ahead and fall back their Thorax swordsmen here. They kind of sallied them out, gave their opponents a little bit of a cock tease there, and now they're going to go back inside of the settlement. They are outnumbered, but certainly not outskilled. I actually don't know what the general skill point is. Ooh, they're already winded there. They got to be careful about that. They're going to have to rest up a little bit to be able to get as much out of these guys as they possibly can. But I don't know what the skill level between these two teams are, because I know DeathBringers is pretty good, just because we have seen the DeathBringers play already, but I have yet to see Galici Corvi, so I'm excited to be able to see how they do on this attack. Got the Bactrian General, Bactrian Royal Cav starting to move towards their opponents, towards the attackers, moving towards these general siege towers and forcing the attackers back into a defensive position, so that way they can't even utilize these siege towers to move up onto the walls. It looks like the Axemen, or the Cardii Axemen and Hillmen Cardi Axeman, Hillman, and Axeman mixture of a force on the towers are beginning to move up slowly but surely. We've also got Bactria and Hillman over here by Bactria sallied out over on this side as well. I love it. The defenders really not allowing the attackers to have the full advantage of being outside of the entirety of the settlement, just trying to kind of force them into a defensive stance as they continue to move up. But the attackers are going to go ahead and take their time. They're moving up slowly but surely. They're getting there. They're going to go ahead and move up this unit of Hillman and maybe burn down this tower. I'm not sure. Or just kind of scout out the area in general just to see what they're about to go up against and see how much they're going to try and defend this kind of frontal area. We've got the Bactrian Hillmen of Bactria starting to quickly rush up to be able to try and stop these regular Hillmen from the Axe faction, the Cardii Axe faction. They're starting to move up just to keep on harassing the attackers. Corvi, we're just going to call them Corvi. And we've got Parthia's General, Royal Cataphracts over here. We know we've got some extra Cataphracts somewhere in the woods. We have yet to see them again, though. And we've got some Hillmen from Parthia, as well as Parthian swordsmen starting to pull back and allow these Hillmen to get inside of the settlement. I don't know if these Hillmen are attempting to burn down the tower or if they're going to start attacking, but they should probably get... Ooh, these Hillmen are dead. These Hillmen are so dead. Oh my goodness gracious. They sent the Hillmen off to their deaths to be able to fight against the Parthian Hillmen. And now, now we've got the artillery coming in from Corvi, going into the general, trying to kill this general, do as much damage as they possibly can. If they can kill this general, that would be absolutely huge. Getting 3 kills with the artillery so far, and still continuing to fire at these guys. Again, just try to... Oh, there goes some more of that cav. Yep, that artillery just weakening that cav as much as they possibly can. I don't see any more of the Parthian cav over here, so I'm assuming they're kind of doing a little sneaky, going around the flanks and looking for a good opportunity to move in while the rest of these forces are distracted by these frontline troops. Plenty of troops to harass these guys. Somehow these Hillmen have come back from such a powerful charge, which is kind of surprising to see. Artillery kind of searching out for the troops that had retreated previously, but unable to find them with that one fiery ball of justice. We'll see if they continue to try and search out for their opponents. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and get this Hillman back. They have seen a terrible fate there. They kind of got... hurt. They definitely got hurt during that engagement there, so we'll see how they recover from this one. We'll see. Hopefully the Hillmen are still going to be able to get their Javies off, still get a decent amount of kills, and still support their team, their faction, their team in this attack on this settlement. And I cannot for the life of me remember what this settlement is called, guys, so make sure you guys let me know down in the comments below, because I don't remember, but I want to know because I haven't played on this settlement in ages, and I'd love to be able to play on this one. Such a good settlement, such a cool settlement, a fun settlement to play on. Now we've got the artillery going in. I don't know what are they going for another breach point on the walls? Were they going for a shot on these Parthian swordsmen? I'm not quite sure. But we've still got the Parthian Hillmen and Parthian swordsmen against the wall here, ready to defend their tower, ready to defend this breach point against anyone that dares to attack it, aka this Hillman unit, which is ballsy enough to go back in after that horrendous fate. They're going to go ahead and charge back into the fray. 60 men remaining on this Hillman unit. They're going to go ahead and go back in, engage with this Hillman. They're probably going to break here pretty quick because of how weak they are, but hopefully they're able to get at least 1 kill against this Hillman, but we'll see. They still only have 1 kill. They haven't killed anybody else yet. Come on, Hillman, I believe in you. Get 1 more kill. Just 1 more. I know you're breaking. Yes, they got 1. Can they get a second one? They got a second one. Can I get the 3rd one before they break? Oh, no, they didn't get a 3rd one, and they are broken. 3 kills. I mean, it is a cheap unit, but you can always utilize all of your units to the best of their ability, and those Hillmen certainly still had ammo left over, so we'll see. Over here, we've got this faction starting to move up their axemen, their hillmen, and all of their units as well. I'm trying to see where exactly they're shooting this artillery. I'm trying to see, does the artillery have any kills thus far? He's got 18 kills. Also, I know he got a little bit of kills on that back tree in general, but I don't know if he got any kills on anybody else here. It looks like we got a couple of dead troops over here on this at this area as well. They're kind of firing at this area, but it looks like they might just have one troop just kind of holding there, and I don't think it's anything expensive. Is this Parthian sword? No, because it's blue, right? So it'd be Bactria. Are those just Bactrian hillmen? I mean, like I said, they're getting a couple of kills. They're firing over into this area again, just trying to get as many kills as possible. But I would almost try to save your ammo. Save your ammo for a later date whenever you can actually see your opponents, because right now you're just wasting a whole bunch of ammo with no results. With almost no results. I mean, you've got 24 kills thus far, but your ballistic can certainly get a lot more kills after this one. It looks like the hillmen are actually sallying out against these forces, blocking them from being able to get into this little defense here. We've got archers starting to rain fire upon these hillmen. They are not going to last for too long. I'm surprised they haven't taken more losses from all of that archer fire, but now that they've turned their backs, there's the losses here. I mean, they're utilizing a lot of ammo on a very cheap unit, so, I mean, I'm sure the defenders aren't extremely sad about that, but I mean, the attackers have to do whatever they can to start weakening these forces so they can get inside of the settlement. We've got the towers starting to move up, but they're in a slightly weird formation here. We've got the hillmen showing their backs, showing their asses, kind of taunting their opponents here, just making sure that they know that they're not afraid of them. So much so that they're going to actually show those butt cheeks right to that cav unit. But yeah, we've got the axemen kind of just chilling here, waiting for the cav charge that they're hoping will come. But they're slowly but surely beginning to move up to the settlement over here. The archers starting to fire on the royal cataphracts over in the background. This is not the general. This is a regular unit. So it looks like we've got a unit of, I think they had a regular unit of camel cataphracts, a unit of royal cataphracts, plenty of cataphracts completely surrounding this force. So they're doing a really good job of just continuously harassing this force and surrounding them. And right now the defenders, I mean, they're defending, so all they have to do is play for time. The attackers are spending a lot of time trying to get into the settlement here. We've got the thorax swordsman and everything just waiting eagerly to be able to get inside of the settlement and out of range of that cav, because that cav is scary. I've seen that cav do a lot of damage to troops. It looks like we've got Theros spears, Levi Theros spears, from Egypt actually beginning to move up, trying to scout out the forest, trying to see that cav again, which they do see it slightly. The cav is beginning to move up and try to bait some more arrow fire into them, into the trees, because if you fire into the trees, I don't know about Rome 2 actually. It's slow, highly effective at hiding troops, but slows movement speed. Okay, so unlike Warhammer 3, it doesn't look like it really affects archer fire too much, but I could be wrong too. It could still affect archer fire, but maybe it doesn't see it. But it looks like we got the Campbell Cataphract slowly but surely marching up, marching through the grasslands, you know, pushing past these little shrubs and trees, beginning to grow outside of the settlement. Looks like maybe they chopped down a whole bunch like the forest that was over here, so that way they had a clear line of sight over here. So it looks like that maybe they were trying to work on chopping down all of the forests that are close by the settlement, utilize the wood for the settlement to be able to burn, keep their men warm, keep the civilians that are inside warm, and begin to build the walls over here. So looks like they were just kind of chopping down the forest to give them a better line of sight over on this side, so that way it was harder for any attacking forces, aka Egypt and the Cardii Axemen, to be able to move in. But it looks like finally we do have an engagement here. Fresh unit of hillmen moving up against this unit of hillmen, fighting valiantly to be able to continue to control this tower, let this tower keep fighting or firing at these troops, do as much damage as possible. We've also got the Bactrian hillmen also starting to move up against this tower as well. Again, we've got Camel Cataphracts, Royal Cataphracts over here, another unit of Cataphracts, Bactrian General. I mean, these guys are completely surrounded, so this is going to be a very, very interesting fight. The attackers are going to have to be extremely careful of all of these cavalry forces that are in here. Looks like we got the Camel Cataphracts kind of maybe just again starting to slowly but surely march up, but now they're going to take a lot of fire. They got to be careful. They're not nearly as armored as a lot of their other units, so now the Camel Cataphracts might get caught out. They're going to go ahead and charge into the Royal Cataphracts of the Axe faction here. Ballsy move. Again, they're not nearly as armored, but I guess they are pretty armored. I didn't realize that the Camel Cataphracts had a lot of armor on them. But they were going to go ahead and charge into the general and just try to continue to distract them and do as much damage to them as possible, because that's one of their main threats. And now we've got a lot of archer forces now firing into the Camel Cataphracts, trying to get them out of dodge, do as much damage as they possibly can. Smart move, falling back behind the towers, so a lot of those arrows get caught up behind the towers. We've got another unit of Cataphracts. We've got the Royal Cataphracts charging into these Levy Theros spears, doing a huge number of damage on them. Well done. Actually beginning to break the Levy Theros spears. We've got a lot of fire going into these Cataphracts now. 71 men remaining, 70, 69, I mean 68, 67. So much fire. But they were able to successfully break these Levy Theros spears and force the attackers to be able to waste a lot of ammo on those Cataphracts with minimal damage to the actual Cataphracts in of itself. So well done. We've got the regular Hillmen from the Axe faction fighting against the Bactrian Hillmen. We've got another unit of Hillmen fighting in. This is the battle of the weak troops. They're moving in, these Hillmen, trying to catch these Bactrian Hillmen before they're able to fire their Javi capabilities into their troops over on the side. We've even got archer fire going in to be able to quickly break this Hillman unit. A couple of volleys, and this Hillman unit is starting to absolutely be decimated, just like Thanksgiving dinner. They are getting wrecked. Oh my goodness, dude. 70 men remaining. I mean, and this other unit of Hillmen are completely broken. 37 men remaining, completely shattered with what was that? 76 kills, I think it was. So yeah, and a great job from the Cav forces on the outside too, doing an amazing job of really just forcing the attackers to continue to focus on these Cav forces and forcing them to micro everywhere at one time. And that's whenever you can force a lot of attackers to make mistakes. So well done by the defenders. Love to see this show of Cav force. The Camel Cataphracts actually having 49 kills left. I don't know where they attacked here. It looks like the Camel Cataphracts attacked some units over here. And they took a lot of fire in the retreat, so hopefully they were able to get at least some kills, but I'm not quite sure what they were able to engage with over here. Maybe some of the Thorax Swordsmen. It looks like they've taken a little bit of losses. Maybe, yeah, it looks like maybe they were trying to go for this archer force over here. We've got the Royal Cataphracts moving in, seeing an opportunity to be able to catch these Peltas, out, but the Peltas are really good at taking out cavalry, as he's fighting out the hard way. We've got 43 men remaining on these guys, and they're still being chased down by a lot of troops. We've got the General Royal Cataphract starting to chase down this Cataphract unit, and we got the Cardii Axemen continuing to chase them down, plus all kinds of fire from the Peltas and the archers firing into the Royal Cataphracts as well. They need to continue to retreat, these guys, but they are breaking. They're going to turn around and actually fight instead of continuing to retreat, but they break. They take way too much fire, and they are gone, and that is an expensive Cav unit to lose like that with only 128 kills. Definitely not as good as it could have been. Sad to see, but they do still have other cavalry available and ready for the fight, so let's hope that that wasn't too big of a loss to actually cause a overall defeat for the defending forces. Over here, we got Parthian swordsmen charging into the fray against these Cardii Axemen. We've got a ton of archer fire going in and just absolutely melting this Cardii Axemen. Definitely a unit that you want to focus down with archer fire. They can get a lot of kills. They're really good at fighting against armored troops as well. And because of the glitchiness of barbarian walls, whenever you fight on them, they're kind of turning their backs to the archer fire, which is perfect for the defending forces, getting a ton of side fire and flanking fire over on these Cardii Axemen and just completely demolishing them. And they only have 5 kills, which is tragic to see if you're rooting for the attacking forces. Over here, we've got Bactrian Hillmen with 87 kills fighting valiantly against this Thorax sword unit. We've got Parthian swordsmen and Bactrian Hillmen. Great move by the attacking forces, getting some great side fire over on these Parthian swordsmen as they're engaged with the thorax swords of Egypt. Egypt really moving in some more of their more expensive troops to get in. Looks like we had a Cav engagement out here trying to take out the general force, but they were already so weak. So the Cav is going to go ahead and break here, which is a huge loss from the defenders. I do respect the defenders in trying to have this Cav sally out, but it looks like it did fail a little bit. it definitely failed a little bit, which is sad to see. I was really hoping to see a lot more, but the Royal Cataphracts absolutely demolishing what was left of that Camo Cataphract unit. So well done by the Axe faction, really defending their flanks to the best of their ability. We've even got Hillman on the outside, beginning to break at 137 men remaining, fighting against some regular Axemen from the Axe faction. We've got more Hillman fighting against the Cardii Axemen. Cardii Axemen getting caught up on this other Hillman unit, this Bactrian Hillman unit, so giving this Bactrian Hillman unit over on the right side, or left side if you're looking at it from the attacker's standpoint, a chance to be able to get a quick volley in. And now we've even got Thorax Swordsman coming in to be able to get some volleys off against these Bactrian Hillmen to help break them even quicker. Hillman really distracting these units, trying to get some kills on here, so not bad. And some great angles with the archer forces as well. Now that the cav is kind of weakened here, they should probably try to spread out a little bit more and get some flanking fire. 1 second, guys. Let me take a drink of water. Sadly, I don't have any coffee right now. I'd already drank it this morning. But the attackers really need to start getting their archer. Oh, and they still have artillery. Yes, good. I was afraid that they used it all up. But they need to start getting their archers up closer to be able to combat against these mercenary Syrian archers, a very dangerous archer force. Baxter's really good at bringing a lot of elite archers. But yeah, they need to get some archer forces up here to be able to combat against this archer force. Because they're going to do a number on their forces. We got the Royal Cataphracts charging into the Thorax Swordsman, but the Thorax Swordsman were able to turn around and stop that charge. So now the Royal Cataphracts, the general unit of Parthia, is going to take a lot of fire from these archer forces and going to quickly try to retreat. And there's really nothing they can do to save these Bactrian Hillmen. The Hillmen getting a few kills. These Hillmen actually getting 63 kills against Axemen, which is always a good sight to see if you're rooting for the defenders. Because Hillmen fighting against Axemen, a more elite unit, a more expensive unit, any kills that they can get against them is a good kill, especially for the cost of the Hillmen as well. We got Parthian Swordsman. Parthian Swordsman as well as Thorax Swordsman holding valiantly against these Cardii Axemen. The archer support is really going into the sides and top. Oh my goodness, these Cardii Axemen are just getting demolished by these Syrian heavy archers. Love to see it. Or the Parthian foot archers actually. Looks like the Syrian archers have actually fallen back temporarily. We've got more forces from Bactria, more Thorax Swordsmen. The initial Thorax Swordsmen that were sallying out from this gate are now moving back over to the front line to be able to support their troops. But yeah, this archer fire is doing a great job of firing against this Cardii Axemen. Love to see it. These Cardii Axemen are also showing their flanks. They're not engaged, so they're able to bring their shields up and above their heads and stop a lot of that archer fire from doing as much damage, but still, the archer fire is going to do a good number of work against these Cardii Axemen, and again, a really good unit to focus down with your archers. Great usage of these Parthian foot archers by the defending forces, but now the Cardii Axemen are going to go ahead and turn around and show their front. Their sides, you know, they wanted to show their good side to the archers. They wanted to get a good picture, but it just did not work out for them. So they are going to go ahead and show their front side and just try to minimize that archer fire as much as they possibly can. Now we've got more archer fire starting to go into the Thorax Swordsman. They're going to go ahead and cancel out this archer fire, fall back temporarily, and prepare to be able to get some more fire get some more angles over onto the remaining troops. The Thorax Swordsman for Bactria really coming in clutch. I mean, getting 64 kills so far, 60 kills, and really doing a lot of damage against these Cardii Axemen, these Thorax Swordsmen, and continuing to keep their opponents back, the attackers back, not allowing them to get into the settlement, too far into the settlement yet. So doing a really good job of holding this location. This is a really good choke point because it really gives them the opportunity to get a lot of side fire, cycle charges in, side fire in. I mean, just a really good spot to defend. So I'm glad that the defenders chose to, well, defend this location as well. Looking over, looks like Bactria's general is still outside of the walls with 61 men remaining, 62 kills thus far. I don't quite know where the Parthian general is. Currently, I'm assuming maybe he fell back into the forest. Maybe he's circling around looking for a new opportunity. I'm not quite sure yet. If he can get a lot of kills on these archers, because these archers are going to be able to do a good number of work against them. I mean, I would say that they're fairly even as far as archer forces inside of this battle. Are they... I'm really confused as to who the fuck is who in this one. We got Parthian Swordsman in the front, Thorax Swordsman there. We've got Thorax Swordsman from Bactria there. Okay. I was just really confused as to how this was working so far. But great move actually by the defenders, forcing their opponents, the attackers, to show their sides and their backs to javelin capabilities and archer capabilities as well. I'm really hoping they're starting to move. Yeah, there we go. There's the archer forces, moving them over to the sides to be able to get some nice top-down side fire on to this clumping of Cardi Axemen, which you got to be careful. A great move by oh, Parthia is actually holding with a very small unit of Parthian swordsmen as well. But great move by the attackers, continuing to spread out their forces, move more towers, and force the defenders to hold more ground. So doing a really good job and holding minimally over on this front line too, with just a couple of units of thorax swords, which are taking a lot of archer fire, but thankfully it's kind of like a front fire, so hopefully it won't be able to do as much damage. It'll hurt, but hopefully it'll hurt a lot less than it would have otherwise. Oh, my nose just got really runny. It's so cold in the basement right now, guys. One day, maybe I'll actually bring a heater down here, but it's just, I always move around and such. But I guess whenever I'm streaming and whenever I'm making YouTube videos, I am sitting on my ass a lot in one location, so it wouldn't hurt to bring a heater down here. But it looks like the Thorax Swordsmen over on this side have finally broken against the might of the Thorax Swordsmen, as well as the combination of all of the Nubian bows as well. The Parthian Cav actually trying to get a nice little charge in, trying to go for these Cretan archers, but the attacking force is doing a great job of defending their archers with the Thorax Swordsmen. The Cav having taken a lot of damage with only 19 kills so far is tragic. Because that Cav can definitely get a lot more. They might actually have to retreat back into the settlement, because if this Royal Cataphract unit chases them down, this Parthian Cav is going to fall, and it's going to really hurt the morale of the rest of the Parthian forces within this settlement. Over here, we've got, again, the Thorax Swordsman doing a great job of holding this location. It looks like the Thorax Swordsmen have taken a little bit of a fall back position. They're kind of falling back over to this position right here, just because they can see that the towers are starting to spread out, bring in more men, and really forcing these defenders to spread out as much as they possibly can. But the archers doing a great job getting a lot of really good kills in this battle. It looks like the Hillmen are starting to break against the might of the Thorax Swordsmen. They're trying to utilize their cheaper troops to continue to spread out their forces. We got Thero Spears coming in to be able to start getting some throw capabilities, getting some great side fire on this Cardi Axeman, absolutely melting them. Well done. That's definitely a threat that that Cardi Axeman is gone. Stop. They're gone. They're gone. It's okay. You don't have to porcupine them anymore. They have already become one with the porcupine. Please hold fire, Bactria. Please hold fire. Switch fire over to the Thorax Swordsman if they can. But yeah, they really just do not want these Cardi Axemen to come back. Now they're going to focus fire on all the rest of these Thorax Swordsmen. Break them completely so that way they don't have to worry about the remnants of these guys in case they still have ammo. And whenever a troop is really, really low on actual foot soldiers, they're actually really good, because then they can sneak through little gaps and choke points and stuff like that easier as well. Ooh, the foot archers, look out! The foot archers still have ammo, no! And the Parthian general is going to break against the Royal Cataphracts, but he needs to get his archers out of there. The archers are caught out while Parthia is distracted with his general. He needs to fall back his archers, or else they're going to break, and they still have ammo. They're fresh. They have no kills. They have full ammo. They need to get back. Come on, Parthia. Come on. Yes. Okay, they are starting to retreat, the archers. They've taken a lot of damage, but they still have ammo. So it looks like they are going to hopefully retreat, get out of there. Don't move that way. Go behind your troops. Save the archers. Save the archers. And now we've got Eastern Javelin actually moving up as well, to be able to start throwing into this depleted unit of Thorax Swordsmen. Keep them from being able to get too much of a flank on here. While Parthia is distracted, Parthian Swordsman over here on the side. I mean, I guess the Parthian Swordsman probably doesn't want to move up and start flanking around, because they have such a large archer force here. Then they would be showing their flanks to a good amount of units, so they got to be very careful about that. Looking at the remnants of the troops, defenders still have a lot of troops left. We've got a lot of Thorax Swordsmen, Thero Spears, Parthian Swordsmen, archers, all of the good stuff, but the defenders also still have a lot of troops left. We've got Thero Spears, we got Royal Thorax Swordsmen, 2 units of Royal Thorax Swordsmen, one of which is actually beginning to move into the settlement here. We still got regular Thorax Swordsmen, Galician Royal Guard from Egypt, a very, very powerful unit that the defenders have to be careful of, and the attackers are getting a really great side fire over onto these Parthian foot archers, which still have a lot of ammo too. This is tragic. These archers are going to go ahead and break completely, but they only had 10 kills. They had so much ammo left, so a great play by the attacking forces, getting rid of those archers early so they don't have to continue to deal with it. We've even got the Eastern archers over here. From the Axe faction inside of the walls being focused down by the Eastern Javelinmen. Great move. It looks like these archers are completely out of ammo. The mercenary Syrian archers coming in to be able to help hold this flank. We've got Parthia actually moved up their Parthian swordsmen to be able to block this off while they finish off these Cardii axemen. So they're going to be able to move up and start actually plugging up this gap and retaking their entire territory. We've even got the Theros spears. I think they're in square formation right now, holding valiantly against the Thorax swordsmen, while their brothers in arms, their sisters in arms, are firing into the sides, the top, and the flank of the Thorax swordsmen. Great moves. Definitely, I'm hoping that they're saving some ammo, though, because they're definitely going to need some ammo against those more elite troops. I'm very worried for when these Royal Thorax swordsmen, which are showing their butts, archers, they're showing their asses to you, might be able to get some good kills against them. I don't know if they're fire. Oh, I do see fire going into them. Yes, perfect. They're showing their butts. This is a perfect time to be able to get rid of some of these elite troops, because you really want to take out these Royal Thorax swordsmen and the Galician Royal Guard with archer fire. And now that they're showing their butts directly to your archer forces, yes, oh, I love to see it. Oh my goodness, it looks like oh my god, this general has just been kicking general ass. Bactry having 31 men left. I don't know if his general had fallen, but still, he's going to go ahead and fall back his general the hell out of there, doing a great job of supporting his general against the enemy general. The Axe faction's Royal Cataphracts really fired on them, firing on their backs as they retreat, trying to get as much damage as possible, because in the late game, these Cataphracts are going to be able to do a lot of damage as well, so the more they can kill now, the better it'll be in the future. Over here, we've got a depleted unit of Thorax swordsmen holding valiantly against the Thorax swords of Egypt. We've got the Royal Thorax swordsman general here with 6 kills, having lost a decent amount of men to ranged fire as well, getting ready to be able to get into the fray. How much ammo do the defenders have? Do we know? Because they are getting so many kills and doing so well at getting a lot of fire against a lot of these forces here. Well done by the defenders. Over here, we got Thorax swordsmen, 69 giggity men remaining, 81 kills, getting... Oh my goodness, yeah, it looked like... Oh, they're so, like, mangled up. It looked like their allies just completely demolished them as well. But we've got Theros spears starting to shoot into them. And maybe they did get a little friendly fire in there. I don't know. But Bactry is not letting this position go. We've got Parthia starting to break against the Royal Thorax swordsmen. We've got mercenary Syrian archers getting into the fight against, I'm assuming, archers that are out of ammo here. Mercenary Cretan archers that are out of ammo with 135 kills. We've got the Royal Thorax swordsmen potentially coming in to help support their archer forces in this endeavor. Theros spears starting to get some good fire into the Royal Thorax swordsmen, trying to get as many kills as possible. But the Royal Thorax swordsmen still active with 123 kills thus far. This is definitely going to be an interesting battle. We got Thorax swordsmen starting to meet the charge of the Royal Thorax swordsmen, so we shall see. Hopefully they're going to be able to get a decent amount of kills. We got the Eastern Javelin men, 66 out of 120 men left with 108 kills, beginning to break, but trying to find a way to be able to support their troops over on the front line. Over on the left side here, we got the Theros spears holding valiantly against Royal Cataphracts. The Royal Cataphract general trying to get in here, get through these spears, and trying to just take out these archer forces, which has caused them so much pain during this entire battle. So yes, the general force is continuing to fight against these Theros spear forces as well. Egypt over here with the Thorax swordsmen and their Galician Royal Guard getting ready to be able to move into the settlement. I don't know, it looks like the defenders are starting to run low on a lot of troops. They have done valiantly on holding as much as they possibly can, but they are starting to break. 78 men remaining in these Thorax swordsmen starting to break against archers. I mean, come on guys, come on, don't break. Fight! This is your settlement! This territory is yours! You have taken it rightfully, and those that wish to take it back from you, you cannot allow them to win! Get them, baby! There we go, they come back. And now we've got the Royal Cataphracts coming in, trying to support their allies, popping off some abilities, trying to find a good little flanky-panky to be able to get around and get some good kills on these troops. Now they're going to go ahead, they see a little gap here. They see an opportunity to potentially get around and get into some of these archer forces. Let's see, do these archers still have ammo with 71 men remaining? If they can get around, they might be able to get some really, really good kills against these archers. But yeah, we need these Parthian swordsmen. Yes, get the javies off. There we go, there we go. We got the Bactrian Royal Cav moving up. We've got another unit of thorax swords, I believe, moving around to be able to stop this general. If they can kill this general, it would be really good for the morale. They could potentially break these Cardii Axemen a whole lot quicker. We've got a lot of archer forces actually beginning to break. They're fighting against a lot of defending archers as well. But yeah, we've got archer forces, Eastern archers beginning to break as well. Looks like the general has 26 men remaining. They're going to go ahead and try to get around, continuously trying to get around to get into these archers. We got the Bactrian general with 21 men remaining, charging valiantly against the Royal Cataphracts, getting a nice little charge here. The Parthian swords also in the fray against this general. The general starting to break, 8 men remaining, and it looks like that is going to be the last of that general. But is the Bactrian general still alive as well? They've got 19 men left, 90 kills. I hope that they are, because for their sake, for the morale's sake, they need that general to stay alive. These thorax swordsmen with 227 kills are starting to break against the thorax swordsmen and the thorax swordsman, holy smokes. Royal thorax swordsman with 51 men remaining, 359 kills, doing a great job of holding off against these Parthian swords and the thorax swordsman of Bactria. They should probably peel off one of these units here to be able to form some sort of line, because we've got thorax swordsmen actually starting to move around. I don't know if they're going after this gate, if they're trying to get this gate and capture it. Nope, no, they're going into the fray. We've got they see the backs of some Parthian swordsmen fighting against these Theros spears, so they see an opportunity to be able to potentially get some kills. How are we looking on ammo? The light archers still having ammo, firing into the Cardii Axemen, still fighting valiantly against some archers. The Parthian foot archers, 209 kills. We've got Eastern archers, 149 kills, fighting against these Cardii Axemen, just trying to do what they can to weaken these forces, so that way they can break through this flank here and start supporting their troops, their endeavors over on the right side if you're looking at it from the defending standpoint, or the left side if you're looking at it from the attacking standpoint. It looks like the Parthian swordsman had met the charge of the thorax swordsman here. Bactria trying to get his general around the flank here to be able to start getting some flanking charges. He needs to get some good flanking charges to be able to start breaking these troops. We've got the Cardii Axemen starting to finally break, but we've got Galician Royal Guard charging into the thorax swordsman, absolutely melting them like butter. Holy smokes. Oh no! Oh no, the Bactrian general taking a whole bunch of fire from the archers of Egypt. I don't know if he fell in that one. I don't know if he's still alive, but the Parthian swordsmen just trying to fight their hearts out against these thorax swordsmen, doing everything in their power. Now we've got Theros spears charging into archers. I think these archers were out of ammo, but the archers are now going to go ahead and hold valiantly against these forces. We've still got archer ammo from the Persian light archers. This could be the saving grace of the defenders. Parthian light archers getting some great flanking fire on these Galician guard, really just trying to break them if they can, but it looks like, oh my goodness, we still got Parthian foot archers with ammo as well, 113 kills. They're going to go ahead and start firing into the, oh, what are they firing at? They're going to go ahead and fire into the Theros spears. Oh, the Bactrian Royal Guard with 13 men remaining, still somehow alive. We've got the thorax swordsman of Bactria beginning to break. Theros spears still fighting valiantly against these archers. We've got so many archers, so many peltists coming into the fray to be able to surround these Theros spears and just try and break them finally. We've got the Persian light archers charging into the Galician Royal Guard, trying, it looks like they're either out of ammo or, yep, now they're starting to break. And we've still got the Parthian light, or foot archers, there we go, Parthian foot archers firing into the flanks of these Galician guards, just trying to do as much damage as they can, getting chased down by the thorax swordsmen. They're going to have to run here pretty quick, or else they're going to get caught up in melee. Oh, run away, Parthian foot archers, run away. Oh my goodness, now we've got the Bactrian Royal Cavalry charging into the Nubian bowmen, breaking them so they cannot capture this gate, trying to do as much damage as they can. 142 kills so far. 13 men remaining. They're going to go ahead and charge into these Theros spears, which are severely weakened, and try to break them as quickly as they possibly can. Is it going to be enough cavalry to be able to break them? Still 13 cav left. They are starting to break. Are the Theros spears going to be able to get any kills against the Bactrian Royal Cavalry? Oh, Bactrian Royal Cavalry going to retreat, but not before breaking these troops. Somehow they're still in this fight. We've got a unit of 45 Thorax swordsmen still alive, going into the flanks, hopefully going in to be able to take out these mercenary Cretan archers. Even though they have no ammo, they're still a huge threat to the defending forces. So if they can go into that fight and get, start engaging with these forces, and that would be huge. But the Galician Royal Guard have spotted their target, spotted their enemies, spotted their opponents, and now they're going to actually start to charge into the Thorax swordsmen. The archers over here trying to fight against these Thorax swordsmen as well. We've got the Bactrian cavalry charging into the ballista, starting to charge into the archers as well, trying to break as many troops as they can to be able to give their depleted Thorax swordsmen a chance, and their Parthian foot archers a chance as well, as I accidentally shift tab there. Parthian foot archers just continuing to distract these Thorax swordsmen, continuing to fire at them at every passing moment. The Thorax swordsmen now engaged with the archer forces over here. They're going to go ahead and pop an ability with the general, since the general is nearby. General having 10 men remaining, 205 kills. They're going to go ahead and move through these archers and hopefully get a nice little flanking charge over on these Galician Royal Guard, try and break them. They've got 6 men remaining. They're going to charge into the backs of these Galician Royal Guard. We'll see how much damage it does. We see men scattering from that vicious charge from the Bactrian general's unit. 218 kills so far, just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can against this unit. Bactrian Cav having 1 man remaining, charging into the giant ballista. 1 man against the world. Is that the general? Oh my goodness, fighting valiantly. Such a brave man, and now he is going to go ahead and fall back, and now it's all up to these oh my god, the Parthian archers broke the Thorax swordsman. That's incredible. Parthian archers with 174 kills. Do they still have ammo? They do still have ammo. Wow. What is this siege battle? They've got a Galician Royal Guard unit, a Peltis unit, and mercenary Cretan archer unit, and a giant ballista unit. Holy smokes. Can these Parthian foot archers finish them off? They do still have ammo, but the question is, how do they still have ammo? Some of them have their bows out, some of them have their swords out, so I'm hoping that they still have ammo. Do they have any other forces that are coming back here? I don't know. Can they win by time? I don't know what the timer is set to, so I don't know how much time the defenders have left, but they are going to go ahead and walk. Oh no, actually they're going to run. They're going to go ahead and run up to the victory point and try and finish off these light archers here. Will the light archers be able to defend the settlement? I have seen crazier things happen, guys. I am rooted for the defenders. Come on, defenders! Let's go! You've got this. DeathBringers, come on. You've got this. 1 archer unit left. Still has ammo. Still has hope. Still has an opportunity. Oh, fire! Fire! Firing into the Galician Royal Guard, getting a few kills here. Oh my goodness, there is no general, so they could potentially break him as well, because I think the Galician Royal Guard have the old... because of the army losses, they broke. Army losses forced the defenders to break. But what a valiant effort from the defenders, and a great plays by the attackers, both the attackers and the defenders. I mean, even after losing such expensive cavalry in such an incredible battle, I mean, Parthia still put up such a good fight and such a good battle. Let's go ahead and look at the kills here, guys. We've got Raifu and Ruvak on the attacking side. So it looks like Galici Corvi, Raifu and Ruvak versus the Deathbringers, which was Kaichi and Lamorex. Looking at the kills, we've got Egypt over here doing an amazing job with those Royal Thorax swordsmen. The general actually getting fucked. Wow, I didn't realize the general got melted like that. Poor general, but the other unit of Royal Thorax Swordsman, 359 kills. Galician Guard 233, 229, 181, 188, 105, 153, 149, 138, 221, 203. Lot of kills. And the MVP of this battle as far as total kills as well. Looking at Bactria, MVP of his team and second place for kills. We've got 221 with the Bactria Royal Cavalry coming back, even though he was so limited as far as just how many men he had left in that cavalry force. 112, 137, 138. We've got 165, 196, 158, 227, 118, 100, 100, and 135. Looking over at Ruvak and Lemurex. Ruvak getting 1,404 kills, 112, 149, 105, 160. Really getting focused down by those archers. I mean, he got targeted hard. 115, 115. Last but certainly not least, we got Lemurex with 1,455 kills, 129. This Cav, dude, I'm so sad. I wanted to see more. 177, 225, 188, getting a ton of kills with those archers. 117, 133, and holding valiantly. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys did like it, again, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would highly, highly appreciate and love you guys forever. And hit that like button so that way we can fight against the YouTube algorithm. Guys, hope you have a good rest of your day, night, or whatever time it is for you, and I will see you sexy ass motherfuckers in the next battle. Peace.